We're gonna kick this one off with just an update. Went back to Maryland for a week. Yeah, it was good. Saw some family that I don't get to see too often anymore. Got to just kind of decompress and refocus. I think trips like that are good because it allows for me to get away from my normal routine that by many accounts people might see as boring or mundane, but it's the things that allow for me to be at my best. And so when I get away from those things, you know, I deal with some kind of like mental chaos. At times like this, you have to bring it back to like yourself, you know, as selfish as that seems. If you're not at your best, you can't expect to produce your best work or your best results. We're 36 hours fasted, we're down 10 pounds. You know, I realize that what I'm doing right now, I haven't put myself in the best position to be able to find community, which is something that I really feed off of. I really feed off of people. I'm not a lone wolf. Not by any stretch of the imagination. I know and I realize for anybody that is training on their own or throwing on their own, I feel for you. It is not easy. It is one of the hardest things to do. You need that community. You need people. It's something that I look for every single day. Kind of came to that realization yesterday. That's kind of where I'm at right now, is making sure that I can continue to seek out opportunities to find those people and continue to seek out opportunities to find that community and that base of support. And I won't stop until I find it, because I think that that is where you truly are able to achieve your apex level of success. So 90-hour fast completed. We just drank some bone broth. We had a beautiful, beautiful mass this morning on this Easter Sunday. And now we are having, well, we just had some fruit, some melon, some watermelon, cantaloupe, honeydew, pineapple, and having another cup of joe here. I delayed this video by a few days. I was going to record one middle of last week because I took a week off of recording, haven't posted a YouTube video in more than a week, and I just wasn't in the right headspace really to record. I was in a really tough spot, if I'm being honest. Anytime I notice that I have the opportunity to go see family and then have to spend an extended period away from them, there's this feeling of melancholy, this feeling of just low energy, low vibration, sadness, whatever you want to call it. And I think you need a certain level of that. After kind of going through this fast and understanding and having the mental clarity now of being in a fed state and, you know, just kind of clearing out mentally, physically, there's been a few things that are incredibly clear now. First things first, I don't know what direction I'm really going to take all this. Baseball, or if it's health, or if it's training, I want my platform to have value. I was talking to a loved one and I was having this kind of, you know, kind of even get choked up thinking about it right now. And it's funny because it was kind of like a coming to Jesus moment. And they were saying, Jack, I know you. I've watched you grow up. I've watched you throughout your entire life. You've decided to take this lone wolf mentality. You've decided to take this lonely path in life, working for yourself, this entrepreneurial journey that you never foresee or foresaw yourself partaking in. And you knew it was going to be lonely. You knew it was going to be difficult. But additionally, you decided to essentially isolate yourself from a lot of the people that got you to this position or helped you get here. They were right. You need to be really careful about what you wish for, because I always said that I wanted to leave my hometown and I wanted the beach and palm trees. You gotta be careful what you wish for, because I've got all that now. You know, I still hit these lulls. You know, I'm not going anywhere. I'll be here and I'm gonna utilize everything that this area gives me. What I realized is that I did things backwards. I don't want to just go and accomplish my own dreams and do it by myself. I wanna take people with me. And one of the things that when I had this conversation with this person was, they said, people give you power. People give you energy. It brings me back to this communal aspect of just human nature and what allows for people to be at their best. The simplicity over these last 4 days, and I think part of it was just because of the fast, and you know, I enjoy food. Everybody does. It's one of the things that gives us pleasure. Not having that and depriving myself of that during this holiday period, really like the first holiday I've ever spent alone, that became incredibly clear. You need people, you need community, you need people to build with, you need people to love, you need people to care for. You just need people in general. It doesn't matter if it's as simple as going to a coffee shop and working and talking to somebody, you know, a worship service, or going to a meal with people that you never get to spend time with. You need to prioritize these things. We are communal beings by nature. And when we lose that sense of community, there's been studies done on this. You isolate people and their health starts to drastically decline. Their mental state starts to decline. The benefits of being in this sort of tropical oasis and being able to go outside might slightly be mitigated by the fact that I don't have that same sense of community as I had before. You might be in that similar spot. If you're going to choose to make this type of jump, this type of leap, no matter where you're going, if it's a new school, if it's an organization, it's a new city, have one of the first things you do be to seek out community and seek out people. Find people that you can connect with and find ways to connect with those people. Because if you don't have that, you got nothing, man. You got nothing. Those are going to be the people that you lean on when times get tough, when you question what you're doing, when you question what your purpose is. Like, you're going to need to lean on those people. So after I kind of came to this realization, and after I got some time to decompress and actually seek out that community and seek out the opportunity to be with those people, you know, this is more of a mellow video right now. I say this with as much humility as I can. Like, I'm an eccentric individual. I like to sing, I like to perform, I like to be on stage, I like to, you know, write and produce and be creative. When you're not being yourself, when you're not powered by anything, you lose that, and you lose like that true sense of being for who you are. Your outputs are not going to be where they need to be. You can't force these things. Your outputs are a direct result of how you're feeling, your inputs, and everything that you are going to take part in. You need to stick to your nature. You need to stick to your guns. You need to be able to find ways. Just be yourself, man. And if that means you need to move to a new spot or a new location or a new school, you got to do it. Otherwise, you are just compressing all of the things that produce your best qualities, whether it's physically or creatively or in your work or in your spiritual life, your personal life, doesn't matter. But here's what we're gonna do. I know that when I'm training my tail off towards a goal, which right now is to keep the body weight low, I'm gonna try and throw 95 and 175. Last year was 185. If you go back into the YouTube archives, you can see the 95s and 185. 185 were passed. We woke up at 179 this morning after 4 days fasted. And I thought it was gonna be lower, but I had to wake up in the middle of the night to drink some water because I was thirsty. But that's goal number one. Goal number two is to impact as many people as I can. Goal number three is to make someone smile every single day, whether that's through my content or my writing or just being able to connect with somebody. And goal number four is to seek out community and build with people and connect with people. I don't know where that takes me or where it's gonna lead me, but I'll tell you one thing we're not gonna do. We're not gonna isolate ourselves and try and take this lone wolf mentality that every successful person, you know, says that you need to get through. I've been there, man. Like, I would take a pay cut, a massive pay cut. You would be happier making less money and being around people that you love in a community that you resonate with and know puts you in the best mental and physical state possible over the cash. Because you can't take that with you. I think the whole purpose of living is to, you know, be with people and community and build and allow for the feedback loops that you're able to create within those groups to then produce the outputs. I think if you focus on that first, the outputs take care of themselves. 100%. That's my goal, and I would encourage you to do the same, is stop focusing on the outputs, start focusing on your inputs and the people that you're around and the community that you're building, or the community that you're just looking to be a part of, because everything happens downstream from that. And like I said, if you got that, or you don't have that rather, if you don't have that, you got nothing. You gotta have people. You gotta have that community. This week, heading into the back end of the spring and the summer months, find that first, everything else will take care of itself. Guaranteed. I've been through it multiple times and I've gotten away from it, and getting back to that is the next goal for me. And if I can do it, you can do it. Let's get after it.